Hello, friends, and thanks for tuning into Taste Radio, the #1 podcast for anyone building a business in food or beverage. I'm Ryl Tea, the editor and producer of Taste Radio, and I'm with my co-hosts for this episode, John Craven, Jackie Brugliera, and Mike Schneider. In this episode, we sit down with acclaimed Boston-based chefs Jamie Bissonnette and Kenta Katagi as they take us behind the scenes of an unforgettable culinary collaboration where Basque flavors meet refined Japanese techniques. My mouth is watering just thinking about this interview.
All those words are like you and Adam Stern wet dream.
Jesus, can you say that on the podcast?
I just did.
No,
sorry.
You cannot. Yeah. Anywho, we're back in Boston a day after returning from New York City, where we held the Taste Radio New York City meetup. It was on April 15th, tax day. Did you pay your taxes, John Craven?
I don't believe in that.
Just straight up.
Leave a long pause. I'm obviously kidding.
Okay, I don't believe in that.
Taxes have been done for a while.
Yeah.
I think that's the day they either give you the money or take the money out of your bank, though. So,
yeah. Well, no one was talking about taxes that day. Everyone was talking about CPG, food, beverage, all the great things that are happening in this amazing industry of ours. We had over 100 folks attend, and my goodness, my expectations were met and then some. I just was so happy that we had so many folks come out to this thing, and it was investors, we had founders, we had service suppliers, we had consultants, we had attorneys, we had all kinds of people come out, and it seemed like, I don't know, maybe it's just me, it seemed like everyone was having a really, really good time.
Yeah, I mean, I think from start to finish, it was pretty packed and noisy and lots of great energy, and, you know, it's just always so good to reconnect and, you know, people you haven't seen in a while, as well as meet new founders who, in some cases, this is like the first time they're out there with their brand new product. I mean, there was at least one beverage where it was like they'd just done their first run a couple days ago, and they were, you know, there. This was like the first time. I'm sure a little nerves
Same
of like
with a food product. Yeah. I think we had Oh So Easy was there with their brownies that, wow. Did you try those brownies?
I didn't get to try them. You took so many samples that nobody else got a chance to try them.
I did share them with other people, but I did eat more than my fair share. I had probably 3 ube and 3 miso caramel brownies. They were so good.
Yeah, well, you're a great advocate for brands, Mike, and you were advocating very much on their behalf at the event, on social. Jackie, did you see Mike's call out of the brownies and how they were the greatest thing he's eaten in?
I thought I saw God when I ate the caramel.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Jeez, guy.
I did. I was
boy.
Whoa. But they were also, she also was like, when she came in, she set herself up in the corner, like, you know, trying to share the space with everybody.
And what's the name of the brand again?
Oh So Easy.
Oh So Easy.
And so, like, she was kind of behind some other brands too. So I kept going over and grabbing, and she was doing a really good job of networking with people and telling her story. And so I was trying to, you know, get the product out of the corner and make sure people got a chance to taste it, because it was really good. Yeah,
Ava, the founder and CEO of Oh So Easy, was very visible, and I think that's what you got to be when you're trying to introduce a new product to a lot of folks. But I'm sorry, Jackie, I cut you off.
Yeah, no, I was following along on Instagram. I saw some people were trying to crash. I believe it was like Bake Me Healthy.
That was Kimberly Lau.
No. Yeah. To be fair, I told Kim that she could come because we had to close registration. We had to shut it down because we were at capacity. And so I got a few people emailing me, sending me notes on Instagram and whatnot. And I may have told a few folks that they can come, and I didn't necessarily relay that information to our wonderful COO, Carolyn Craven, and she would have to come over to me at some point. She said, "Ray, did you let this person in?" And a few minutes later, "Ray, did you say this person can come in?" A few minutes later, "Ray, did you say this person could come in?"
I loved it.
And then she was just like, "Ray, stop saying."
She was ready to crash though. She was like psyching herself up on Instagram.
I know, I was watching and I was like, is she gonna get in?
Of course,
I knew she was going to.
She just acted like she was supposed to be there. And
crashing a free event, you could have just registered in advance. I'm just saying.
Well, we did tell a lot of people to register in advance, and I just want to remind folks that our next meetup is going to be in Austin, Texas, on May 6th. It's a Tuesday at the Torchy's Tacos, their Escarpment location.
So good.
If you want to be there, you need to register because we're probably going to face the same kind of capacity issue that we had in New York. So register now, tasteradio.com/Austin. Be there because we want to see you there. I got to give a few more shout outs to folks that, well, first of all, I want to give a shout out to our partners for this event who are so gracious in helping us put it all together, beginning with ReThink Food. I sat down with Cole Riley of ReThink, and he talked about their vision of turning food waste from restaurants, from food brands, from beverage brands into food that feeds underserved communities. And it's just such a brilliant company and organization in what they're doing. And they were so gracious in opening up their community kitchen to us, not just the front of the kitchen, but the kitchen itself in the back. And people got to see how the food was being made. They got to see and talk to the chefs that were there. And it was all just this really welcoming and great experience. Thank you so much to ReThink. Thanks so much to Rachel Krupa, who is the founder of the Goods Mart and Krupa Consulting, who was so instrumental in putting this event together. Matriarch Wealth Management, Stephen Santangelo and team, thank you. Beyond Brands, Ginger Labs, Sweet 9C, High Beam, and Ocean's Talent. Thank you all for your amazing contribution to the event.
Hey, and Sweet 9C, you can catch on our non-based podcast right now.
Yeah, we talked a lot about that. Paula Grant, who is the founder of Sweet 9C and a veteran designer in the food and beverage industry, specifically known for brands like
Core,
Zen
Water,
Body Armor. Yeah. She and I actually sat down with Yanni Huffnagel because Sweet 9C just did a redesign, rebrand, whatever you want to call it. It was more of like a brand refresh of Lemon Perfect. And we kind of went behind the scenes on what it took to get it to where it is today. And it was very eye-opening.
Was he wearing his lemon jacket?
He was wearing a Lemon Perfect something, but it wasn't a lemon jacket. But interestingly enough that you bring that up, Mike, because the refresh was all about owning the color yellow. They really wanted to own that color on shelf. And
cool.
Yeah. It's a fun, it's exciting conversation. There was one moment where I asked Yanni a question, and he goes, "Ray, I am admittedly insane."
Sounds about right.
Last time he was on stage at
that's on
BevNet
par.
Live, he's like, "Man, time goes really fast up here."
Yeah,
He's awesome.
He brings the energy.
he really does. He really does. But yeah, just a few other shout outs to folks that attended. It was great to see Dan Osborne, who's one of the co-founders of ZenJoy. Dan was there with handfuls of his ZenJoy product. He got there early, and it was so great to see him and talk to him there. Anjali Bhargava from Anjali's Cup. She's been in the news quite a bit lately, talking about tariffs and the impact of tariffs on her business. She was on CNN recently, and a bunch of other news stations talking exactly about that.
I wish she was just talking about chai.
Yeah, well,
She does too.
Russell Cohn from Pale Blue Dot was there. Great to see him. We also got to see Dan Levison from Viable Energy Tea, who gave me a bottle of his reformulated tropical punch, which is absolutely delicious. Thanks so much, Dan. Gerard McMullen from the Next Great American Lager. Thank you so much for your contributions. Also got to give a big shout out to Tip Top Cocktails and Archer Roos, who provided canned cocktails and canned wine, respectively, that people were guzzling. Maybe it was just me, actually, but
I was guzzling
I don't know what was going on with you.
yeah. No, I wasn't guzzling there. Wim Reinders, who is with Culinary Argan Oil, he was there early. Great to see him as well. Nina Roberts was all over the place taking photos for everyone. So thank you so much, Nina.
Did you meet Keisha from Live Loud Foods?
Yes, briefly.
Yeah.
Keisha was fantastic. Seawat from Recoup was there. Thank you so much for coming out.
The founders of Awesome and also Lucky Ox were there too.
Yep. Matt Weiss from Rind was there.
Oh, that was so good to see. And you know who else we saw?
Who's that?
The famous, legendary Alex from Zesty Z.
Yes, indeed. He was there as well.
It was really good to see him.
Yeah, apologies if I'm missing anyone, but thank you all for coming out.
Fun times.
If you want to be involved in future meetups, including our Austin meetup, just let us know. Send me a note directly, rlatif@bevnet.com. Love to talk to you about being a partner for the event. There's quite a bit of awareness and excitement generated for our partners at these meetups. So it's a good way to, do something that's really cool for the community and also build awareness for your brand.
One more shout out to
Yes.
the unknown gooner on the street who walked up to you when you were wearing your United hat.
So this happened. This happened yesterday. I was coming back from Paula's Suite 9C suite and walking down the street, mind my own business with my menu hat on, looking down at my phone, trying to find a bagel place that I could grab something quick before my train. And I hear someone go, "Broski." I was like, "Yeah." And I look up and it's this dude, probably looked like he was like 23. He lifts up his black hoodie and underneath it, he's got a red home Arsenal jersey and he's pointing repeatedly at the logo. And I'm like, okay.
Wow.
And Ray was very...
I laughed. I laughed because he goes, "Broski," and he's just pointing at this logo. And I said, "Good luck today," because yesterday was the day that Arsenal and Real Madrid played the second leg of their Champions League
thing is
quarterfinal.
We're always thinking of United fans, and we just want you guys
You're
to get
obsessed
good
with
again
United
so that we can beat you. And it means something. That's all.
I feel like which side is like more obsessed with the other?
Arsenal is
Arsenal's more obsessed
1,000%
with-
I mean,
more
let me
obsessed
give you
with
a
Man U.
quick
It's true.
pro tip
It's
on
true.
how to not have altercations with random people who
It
are
wasn't an
crazy
altercation.
on the street.
No, he was a cool
Don't
dude.
wear sports logo merchandise.
He was a
You look like a numpty, as you guys would
he
say.
was a harmless person.
I mean, it's kind of
and
like wearing Red Sox gear in New York City, right? Like,
I guess.
Yeah, which
don't
you
really
also
do that.
shouldn't do. Do I want to wear that anywhere? Do I want to talk about, well, I don't like the Red Sox, but do you wear Red Sox stuff because you want to talk to other Red Sox fans? I don't know. It's kind of weird, man. It's just weird. Anyway, end of rant.
We get it.
Okay, fair enough. I get it.
We get
Yeah,
it.
I get it. But
No, I mean, we get why you'd wear it.
I offered him good luck on the game, and
Do you get a
Arsenal
discount on tickets wearing
No.
there? No, you get nothing.
Arsenal did indeed win the game. They are in the Champions League semifinals. Congratulations, Mike. Look at how Mike is beaming. Are you going to be okay?
He's trying to hold it in.
He's losing it over here.
Beaming for someone else's accomplishments.
Yes, well
That's
done.
terrible.
You sound like my dad. He's like, "Why are you rooting for this person? What did they do for you?"
Anyway, gotta troll you guys. Sorry.
For sure. In other news, it was amazing this past week to see, maybe not amazing is the wrong word, but it was great to see that there was more investment happening in the beverage industry. Culture Pop, a maker of better-for-you, gut-friendly sodas, and Ryl Tea, I think you can guess what they make, each picked up $15 million in new
Get
funding.
in.
We reported on both raises on BevNET.com. If you want to read all about them, you got to be an insider. Head to BevNET.com/insider to do so. But I'm really impressed with the fact that M&A and investment in food and beverage, just 4.5 months into the year, seems to be going really, really strong. And I'm certainly not complaining, but it's a little strange given all the economic uncertainty that's happening.
Well, sometimes, I mean, not for these particular deals, but economic uncertainty also kind of drives M&A because there are deals to be had. So not totally surprising that there's a lot of deals, but I think these two, Ryl Tea and Culture Pop, growth capital for, two brands that I think, certainly seem like they've got I guess we'll call it a spark at least. And I feel like there's a lot of upside, and obviously investors do too. So,
yeah, I would say so. I mean, Culture Pop raised $21 million last February, and Howard Schultz is on their cap table as well, which says a lot about that brand and its potential. And I would say that in terms of better for you sodas, it seems like a lot of people want to be part of that business, especially when you think about Poppy and its exit at 1.6. You ready for this? $1 billion, Mike. There you go with the pinky. But how much more room is there, I think, for better for you soda brands coming to market? How much more investment money is there out there? Do you have to have a presence, a pretty big presence in the market right now to get that investment? I wonder, John.
Well, I mean, I think for Culture Pop, it's similar to other things we've talked about before. I think, they have a really well-crafted brand, the liquid's solid, and they're in a category where certainly right now there seems to be opportunity. And I don't think that this is sort of a race that can only have two horses of Poppy and Olipop. I mean, to some degree, I think I've always admired what Tom First and team have done with Culture Pop, in that, there's two other brands that have taken on like a lot of money and spent a lot of money. And, Culture Pop is, I think, been doing sort of a maybe more tried and true approach to like, how they've gotten the product out there. And now it's maybe time to step on the gas more. So I think that's pretty darn smart.
And with Ryl Tea, I gotta tell you, I think they're kind of under the radar in terms of what they're doing. $15 million to accelerate into, quote, hyper growth and increase its retail footprint 4x this year. For a company that was founded in 2022, it just seems like the opportunity for brands that are doing simple yet differentiated things like the Ryl Tea Company, which is described as an iced tea with benefits, seems like there's a ton of runway for it. And I mean, it's like the brands we saw at the meetup, at the NYC meetup, where you're like, how far can this brand go? And it seems like consumers are really interested and willing to spend money on products that they understand, but do a little bit more for them.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know if they necessarily have to do more for them. I mean, you could also look at a brand like Just Iced Tea or St. James, that are kind of just modern brands, right? And I think, yes, to what you just said, I think, they're going after categories where there is proven demand. Like, consumers are always going to drink iced tea. They're probably always going to drink soda in some sort of way. So I think, it's neat to see that brands that are going after that are getting the recognition for that and are able to raise money without maybe having something that on paper is like game-changing innovation,
One thing that's a common thread among both companies is, you mentioned Tom First, who's had a ton of success in the beverage industry, and the CEO and founder of Ryl Tea is a former Owen executive. His name is Blodin Ukela. Having that kind of experience with brands that have scaled and built very successful businesses seems to go a long way when it comes to raising money.
I would imagine so.
Yeah, there you go. Well, speaking of really interesting tea brands, John, you just took a swig of Half Day's new half and half product. Half Day, a maker of tea, better for you tea, that is.
Yeah, really impressed with what these guys have done and how the product has matured. They've got this tagline now of New Era Iced Tea, which I guess you could take that to mean whatever you want, but it is, just a clean, nice looking product. And, this is a can of their half and half, super tasty.
Well, to be clear, it's an iced tea that's made to benefit your gut health as well. Good for your gut is at the top of the can. It's described as a prebiotic iced tea. You don't see too many of those on the market, do you?
There's a couple.
Yeah, Half Day recently underwent a brand refresh. That call out of a new era iced tea, I like it. Jackie, as a marketer yourself, does that resonate with you?
Yeah, I think like a lot of people think of iced tea as like sweetened iced tea or, just very basic. And I think it's cool that they're doing something a little bit fresh, new, better for you. And the branding is definitely, speaks to younger consumer.
As long as they don't call it new age. Remember new age was the term everyone used. It was a catch-all term for...
Kind of still is, unfortunately.
Is it really?
Why do I want to put New Era iced tea on a hat?
Because there's a company that makes caps called New Era?
Funny if you explain it.
Oh, I see.
Because you want to get sued? Is that the answer?
Okay, so don't put it on a hat. Half Day. That's
yeah. I mean, I'm not really sure the New Era iced tea tagline's all that important in the grand scheme of this like hierarchy either. And also, I would say that in the longer term, I'd give the same feedback, that I've given to other prebiotic products, which is I don't really think that the consumer cares that much about that. It's like this low sugar.
5 grams of sugar, yeah.
40 calories. Tastes cool. I like the branding. Like, I don't know. What
Half Day, half and half.
Good.
That's
all
fun.
you need.
That's fun.
Those are the things that will keep you drinking it, not the promise of gut health.
I mean, the imagery is kind of cool too. This is definitely a refresh of their brand.
Yeah.
The last one was a little more, I don't know, psychedelic kind of, and this one is a little more straightforward, I'd say. But it's super inviting, and while they still have a very heroic brand on there. The half day is huge, but so is the flavor call out. So
There you go.
good on them. And also that 5 grams is pretty easy to see.
Well, this was something interesting when I talked to Yanni and Paula yesterday. They were talking about how important it was for certain information to be above the fold. So 0 sugar, and being above the fold means that you can see it when it's on shelf at a C-store. You know, they have those sliders, and so being
Glide
able to,
racks.
what's that?
Glide racks.
Glide racks, exactly. And so he felt it was really important with that brand refresh to have 0 sugar above the fold, so to speak. And in the case of Half Day, they have that 5 grams of sugar very easy to see on that top half of the can. So yeah, totally makes sense. I have a brand that was represented.
I got some too, Ray.
Represented at
Morocco.
Oh, Jackie's got one. How do you have one?
You know, there's this thing called UPS, Ray.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Just wanted you to know.
Yeah, well,
Things go on planes and land in San Diego.
yeah, well, I got to tell you, Salad Sprinkles is the name of the brand, and they come in these little jars. They're basically toppings for anything that you want. You could put them on salads, you could put them on pasta, you could put them on anything really. And the one I have in my hand is their chili crisp variety. And the call out, the tagline is put crunch in every bite. We talked about this last week with Melissa actually when she was here because she had a small sample of this, but we have full jars, which is really great.
Yeah, it's like anything you kind of want you need a little crunch in. Salads,
Yeah.
you know, I was drawn to the chili crisp flavor, but personally for the way I prefer to eat salad, the classic herb is probably the way to go.
What do you have, Jackie?
I have the chili crisp, and then I also have the maple sea salt. And honestly, I've just been like eating it like a snack because you would think like a crouton or something and be a little bit more muted for the flavor, but these are actually very flavorful.
Yeah, and it was so great to talk to Jordan at the event and her PR partner, Delaney Vetter. And I was really happy that they were there and got to learn a little bit more about the company and what they're doing. And as I mentioned last week, I really feel like there's a big growing market for added flavor via crunch or what have you. Again, chutney punch, a good example of that. So yeah, great stuff. Salad Sprinkles. What do you got, Mike? Oh no, he doesn't.
I got
He
him.
does have them.
I got him, Ray.
Yes.
Also,
Candies.
Those are so good.
might have gotten into them, but I've got the Harkin, the Harkin Lil ones. So, yeah, it says love candy again, and this is the coconutty ones. I think this might be a new flavor.
So Harkin, a maker of better for you candy
Better for you
bars,
candy
akin
bars.
to a Snickers, or a Mounds is the wrong one. I always forget what
This
they
one's Almond
what they
Joy.
reference. An Almond Joy.
This one is like
Yeah.
their Almond Joy take,
Yeah.
and it, as you can see, there's only one left, so it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, so they've taken their bars and they've made smaller versions of them.
Yep.
And they're sold in these 3-ounce bags, and there's probably it says there's 5 servings per container, so there's 5
Not for
bars
long.
in each bag. Yeah.
This one's not going to have 5 servings for long.
It's
No.
perfect for like trick or treating, party bags.
Yeah. Yeah. Monica Watrous posted this on Instagram during Expo West, and I did everything I could to get to the Harkin booth, and I couldn't get down there. So I'm so
There you
happy to
go.
have these here.
Here they are.
Yeah.
Help yourself.
Harkin. Well, just love what they're
Also
doing.
got another.
Yeah.
I mean, Jackie, I'd say this is among our favorites, right?
Yeah.
But this is another Mike and Jackie favorite.
Yes.
Good eating.
Good
Yeah.
eating.
Before we get there, we saw another Better For You candy bar represented at the meetup yesterday, and that was gigantic.
Gigantic.
Stu
Nice.
Davidoff is the founder. He was way ahead of the game back in the day with Gigantic coming out with a Better For You candy bar. Good
And he's
stuff.
got some
Yeah, it's
new
tasty
stuff
too.
coming.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
I saw him, but he was like so busy talking to people, he kind of popped in and popped out, and I never got to even say hi to him. I was bummed. I love that dude. I kept talking about him to people. I was like, "Hey, do you see it's Stu from Gigantic's here?"
All right. Good eating.
Good eating. Chris Paul's brand. These are
Chris Paul, the NBA superstar.
Chris Paul, NBA superstar. These are the hot puffs. We've got a few different SKUs, but I only brought 2, and this is probably my favorite, the Dill Ranch.
That's so
Amazing.
good.
So it's just like it's corn balls or something?
So pretty much he's vegan and he was trying to eat like Doritos. So this is like his version of like a Cool Ranch Dorito. So he wanted to recreate like all like better for you snack foods. And they are quite tasty. Like you can actually see the dill in those.
Yes, it's a great
Going in?
branding. I'll get one in a sec. And it says surprisingly plant-based is the call out on the back of the package. I haven't seen these in stores yet. I feel like I've seen them on Instagram and certain places.
I think they launched, originally exclusively with GoPuff.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, they've been around for a while.
Yeah, good stuff. Well, glad
Very bold graphics. I like.
Did not know that I needed pickle in my ranch Doritos, and I did.
Yes. I've got
I'm good eating.
I've got in my hand a bottle of a brand called Jozo. They are a maker of soy sauces, and this one is their tamari soy sauce. It's described as naturally gluten-free. It comes in a squeezable 9-ounce plastic bottle. It's barrel aged, and the flavor is described as bold, balanced umami.
I think that's their only SKU.
Is it their only SKU?
Only
Okay.
SKU, yeah. Really good stuff.
Yeah,
Yes.
we got to meet with the founders, Oliver Martin and Julia Morrison, at the Taste Radio meetup in New York City, and they describe it as being a brand for the next generation of flavor-seeking home chefs.
Yep.
So
I mean, you could try it on your gas station sushi that I know you like too.
I don't eat gas station. I ate Penn Station sushi.
What's the difference?
That's like grocery store sushi, right? It's like the same.
Yeah, but that stuff is really, I think I sampled that at the Startup CPG Alley Rally at Expo West. And, someone pitches you a soy sauce, kind of like, how good can it be? But, I mean, the flavor, the just umami in that is like, it's pretty intense. So
It's pretty intense.
Really, really good.
It's got soul.
Yeah.
I mean, it sticks with you, and you can't forget the flavor of it.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of the soy sauces we traditionally have are like, mass produced and
Watered down stuff.
Yeah, exactly. You can taste the difference.
Yeah, I'm really excited to try this. I haven't had a chance to yet. I should have put it on the sushi I had yesterday, actually.
Look at that.
That would have been smart. Yeah, instead I just had the nasty packets that they give you. Jackie, what do you got over there?
I have some premium products as well.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah, Match tonic water. I have 4 different varieties. So this is a UK brand, and the founder and CEO, Alexander Courager, he reached out, and they launched in the UK, but they just entered into the Texas market. So they have different varieties. This is spicy. They have floral. They also have Mediterranean and Indian. And I'm drinking the spicy right now, and it's just very I don't know, they're really delicious, very nuanced flavors, and it tastes premium. I think we were talking about how the stout little bottles almost look like it would be like a little whiskey bottle or RTD cocktail.
I thought it was whiskey originally. It's this square-shouldered, square-shaped bottle, and it screams premium. It looks almost like a perfume.
You don't see bottles like that for beverages.
That's why I
often.
said Cologne.
Yeah.
Oh, you said Cologne? Ah, didn't hear you. Sorry, wasn't paying attention, Mike. That rarely happens. Usually it's you guys that
All
aren't
good.
paying attention.
All good, Ray.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's that?
Usually reading a book while you're talking.
Right.
All right.
Writing a dissertation.
Yes.
Well, I want to wrap with 2 more quick brands.
You're gonna rap?
Yeah,
You're gonna rap about jabbing? You're drinking it in the cabin? What? Come on, let's hear it.
I'm not going to do anything as cringe as that. No.
Come on.
Jabbin is a maker of beverages described as electrolyte refreshers. The benefits are that they're all natural, gut health friendly, and hydrating. They come in these 12-ounce cans, and it's also described as an ancient recipe for the modern day adventurer. Homayun Urshadi is the founder. He came into the office.
Stopped in
last week, spoke with Mike. Jabbin is a maker of, the 2 flavors we have here are their cucumber mint and their pomegranate. Excited to get into these soon. Thanks so much for stopping by.
Yeah,
Homayun.
it's funny because we're always talking about, hey, you're in the area, stop by. We'd love to see you. And Homayun is one of the few people who just calls our bluff on that. He'll just stop in. It's great. Love to see him.
It's not a bluff.
No, it's great. I mean,
People think it's a bluff.
people think it's a bluff. But
Really?
We're just so happy to see you.
Oh, I always thought that people wanted to come, and we just don't give them enough,
Yeah.
reason to do so.
Come on in.
Come on in.
I'm just sad I missed the dumpling daughter visit. And no
I
one
saw
left me any.
photos and it looked delicious.
It's incredible. Last brand I want to mention, we saw Ross Shepard, who's the CEO of Moss. at the New York events. Moss, a maker of sea moss beverages. Love that brand. Excited to see where they're going. I know it's tough trying to market sea moss in beverage form, but I think they're
doing it.
They're the only ones doing it as far as I know, and love their products. So Ross, great to see you.